Monday Movie Pickup. This has been a couple weeks, so I've gotten quite a few things since the last episode, which happened about a month ago. I did finally get The King of Comedy, which was a huge influence for the 2019 Joker film, and ever since then I've been really wanting to watch it. One of Martin Scorsese's films. I hear a lot of people say it's an underrated one since it's not really brought up a lot when they talk about Martin Scorsese's filmography, but when Joker came out, it started to be brought back into the conversation a lot, so finally wanted to watch it. King of Comedy. I will watch it very soon, and very high expectations for it. I have Supergirl here. This was the Warner Brothers Archive edition of it, and this movie has the original director's cut on it as well. For some reason, it's only on DVD. I don't really know why it was done that way. It's possible that the director's cut doesn't really have an HD version of it, just because the original film cells may not exist anymore, but the director's cut is pretty rare until this release came out. I've never seen the original film, but I've seen all the other Superman films. Apparently, when Superman 4 came out, they were planning on bringing Supergirl into it, but because Supergirl ended up bombing at the box office, that plan was scrapped, and then, Superman 4 ended up bombing at the box office as well. But I've been very interested in watching this ever since I saw the other Superman films. Plus, there's the new TV show, and they've actually had, I believe they had the original actress who played Supergirl appear on the new Supergirl TV show, so definitely excited to give both cuts a watch. I hear the director's cut is a little bit better. To Live and Die in LA. So this is a movie I had on DVD for the longest time, if I can actually find it. Yeah, here's the DVD right here. And this was actually meant to be a DVD upgrade because this was a Shout Factory set. And Shout Factory, as I've said before, does a lot of good work with their special features. This was actually part of the Shout Select series, and it's actually going out of print. A lot of the early Shout Select stuff is actually going out of print as of recently. Either out of print or they're selling out of their stock real fast. So I made sure to get this version of the movie before it was sold out forever to finally upgrade my DVD. And I'm pretty close to having every single DVD I had in my collection upgraded to Blu-ray. I think the only other one I have is Meteor Man, which is a pretty pricey Blu-ray. And then I have here The Phantom Creeps, which is a public domain film. You could just watch all of these on YouTube, but I do like to have the DVD. And I've heard of these DVDs for quite a while. These were released really long time ago, back in 2003. And this has all 12 chapters. I'm hoping in pretty good quality. I haven't seen any reviews of it to really explain if it's a really good version of the movie or not. But this movie, which was a serial from the 30s, was actually re-edited into a movie, which is available on the Tales of Terror box set, which I've been reviewing on Conquering 200 Films. And I am going to do The Phantom Creeps eventually, but one of the big things I wanted to do was if I were to watch the theatrical version of it, the shorter, I think it's like hour and 20 minutes version of the movie, I also wanted to see all 12 chapters of the original Phantom Creeps. Public domain, was made by Universal, and I'm excited to finally see it because I'm also trying to see most of Bela Lugosi's filmography. And he did, I'm not sure how many serials he ended up appearing in, but this was the most prominent one for him by far. Mean Girls, which is a classic comedy to me. I love this movie. I've loved it since it was originally released, and I didn't own it on Blu-ray for the longest time. I don't really know why I didn't own it. It is honestly one of my favorite comedies. Definitely one of the most rewatched movies for me, and I'm sure everyone's already seen it. Not really much to say here except why was it not part of my collection before? Great comedy. I have Christmas Carol here and Old Scrooge. Now, what I was trying to get access to was the 1913 version of A Christmas Carol, which I can't find a legitimate version of. Now, this Blue DVD, not Blu-ray, has the 1926 version of Old Scrooge, which is actually a re-edit of the 1913 version of the film. They just re-edited it for 1926, probably because there was another adaptation of A Christmas Carol around the same time, I'm guessing. So that's why they decided to re-edit and re-release it. That's the version that's on this DVD, and I'm assuming maybe that's the only version of the 1913 Christmas Carol that exists, because this DVD also has the 1923 version, which I have seen. It is available on YouTube. I'm not sure if the 1926 version of the 1913 film is already on YouTube, but that was primarily why I bought this DVD, to watch the 1913 version, but I guess the 1913 version only exists in the 1926 cut of the film, so hence why I own the DVD. I feel like I was kind of duped for what I was buying here, but this is an old DVD, which, speaking of the Christmas Carol, I have the Guthrie Theater version of A Christmas Carol. So this is a filmed stage production that was done at the Guthrie, which is a theater that is in Minnesota. And this was one of the many adaptations that was listed on A Christmas Carol list on Letterboxd. I thought it was just interesting that there was a version of it done by the Guthrie that was featured on the Letterboxd list, and it's a version that I've never seen, but since it's from Minnesota, I was like, why not? I don't really know much about it beyond that, except that I found this VHS. So I have the original Ocean's 11, which I've never seen. And this is the one that inspired, of course, the remake and the sequels, and I love the remake. The original Ocean's 11 is one of my favorite heist films. It's actually up there for one of my favorite movies. It's another one I've watched many times, and I've never seen the original film with Frank Sinatra and, you know, the original Rat Pack. So I'm interested to see where the influence came from. I heard that there's not really much to say about this movie. I don't know if anybody in recent years has, in retrospect, called it that great of a movie, but it would just be interesting as a fan of the original trilogy, or I guess I call it the original trilogy, the trilogy that was inspired by the film. It'd be interesting to watch this. And so I've been holding off on it for a couple years, but I wanted to finish my Oceans collection, finally watch it. I'm gonna do so. And then I have here a 3-movie pack for Barney, because why not? Which this actually has The Nightmare Before Christmas again, which I own, so didn't need to get that again. But this actually has Let's Make Music, a Barney special, which I know nothing of, but there's actually a Barney special on here called The Land of Make-Believe, which was actually filmed at Universal Studios, which is primarily why I bought the Barney set. I am going to do another Barney review, and if anybody needs to know, it most likely will be the Land of Make-Believe, because there is a scene in that was actually shared on Twitter recently of Barney entering Jurassic Park. So just for that alone, I was like, I have to look at this entire movie and keep the Barney reviews going, because I may be out of Christmas specials, but there's so much Barney material out there. It's never ending. I'll never be done. And that is everything. Kind of ran through everything quickly. And we'll see you next time I have more movies again. Thanks for watching the video, and special shout out to Anthony, Anna, Kirsten, Lucas, Ryan, and Robert for the support on Patreon. By joining my Patreon, you can get exclusive videos and blogs, and for only $7, you can request your own movie review. I hope you stick around, cinephile, and have a happy, productive day.